friends, I have a reading for you today as somebody who is on the path, so to speak, in a new adventure in your life. Maybe you know that you have started something, but I'm getting this impression that it hasn't quite fully sunk in the implications of where you are in your life right now and where you're going. Guiding our reading today, we have the Glankaner. The Glankaner can be this card of temptation, kind of almost like that, devil type of an energy. But in this case, I'm not getting the sense of like this is something that like is too good to be true, or temptation in like the harmful sense, but kind of like the dangling a carrot in front of a horse, and maybe it appears this kind of a negative type of thing, like something's out of reach, but the actual purpose of it being quote unquote out of reach is actually to encourage you to continue stepping forward, to continue moving along the path. All right, starting out, I have the Ten of Wands, okay? With the Ten of Wands, I'm getting the impression of you are carrying so much on your shoulders right now, or you are putting in so much effort, that you might not really be seeing the path directly in front of you, okay? You see this individual here, he's walking on the path, he's almost to town, but the way he's holding this bundle of wands and looking down, he might see the path directly in front of him, but he's kind of so overburdened. You are carrying so much that you don't really see that, this town is right out, off in the distance here, and that you're almost to, a certain point, a certain destination along your path. Like I said, maybe you kind of know that you're on the path, but there's still something you're not quite really understanding. I have this Four of Cups, right? The Four of Cups is that, you see certain things, and maybe you're not feeling quite satisfied with them, like that you have, and that there's another blessing that is available to you, that is right here with you right now, but you're not quite aware of it. So, you got this kind of shining off to the side, like the universe is trying to catch your attention and show you something that you currently have that maybe you're not quite aware of. And since you're not aware of everything that's going on, maybe because, you're getting this kind of experience, like I said, of like, a horse with the carrot being dangled out in front of them, since you feel like, you're perceiving as if you're being led on, you're getting kind of a little bit defensive. Maybe like your new thing, your new venture, whatever it is, like you're like, okay, I've arrived, I'm at this new ground, and I'm establishing myself, and I feel like there's still some competition from outside, right? You feel like maybe there are other individuals who are giving you a hard time, or maybe you're facing certain challenges, right? Where you're like, okay, I'm doing the thing, but I'm still having a hard time with some sort of apparently external force that, is keeping me from getting to where I want to go. Next up is the Two of Wands, right? You're looking out, you're seeing the possibilities, or you're imagining the possibilities and wondering, what lies ahead of me for the future. You have this individual, he's got the globe, right? He's got the entire world out in front of him, all possibilities. And the thing is, you're actually going through this experience of temperance. What you're at right now in your life, what you are experiencing, what you're going through, is this kind of a process that is transformative. And it's not necessarily the most, instantaneous transformation, right? In, the classic Rider-Waite-Smith, you would see the angel pouring, from one cup into another. And this is a process that kind of goes back and forth, right? The self-alchemy, the transformation is something that happens in stages. So, you are progressing, you are growing, and you're working through like maybe certain thoughts, emotions, experiences in order to be able to kind of like refine yourself, or to be finished with certain patterns. And, maybe this kind of feels to you like, okay, I'm just still putting in the effort, I'm still trying to create the thing that I want, but there are things going on behind the scenes, right? The Seven of Swords, the guy sneaking into the enemy camp to take away their swords so they can't attack at dawn. Now, this isn't necessarily saying that, like there's any kind of negative situation. Maybe whatever opposition you're facing or whatever difficulty you're facing, it feels like, there's some kind of a war. But the reality of the matter is like it's not going to come to some massive, intense kind of like head, right? There are things going on behind the scenes. Right, so you're putting in the work, you're changing, you're growing as a person, things are going on behind the scenes, and you're like, why am I not getting where I want to go? So you kind of come into this Eight of Cups energy, okay? You have this one missing cup, this guy here, he's like, okay, I don't quite have the satisfaction that comes with the Nine of Cups. I don't quite have that smug contentness, like I feel like something's missing. You feel like something's missing, right? You feel as if there's, something that you need to find, some sort of a key, some sort of whatever it is that is going to finally give you the breakthrough. But the thing of the matter is, this itself is actually the thing. This is the breakthrough. When you feel this absence, when you feel like there's, this quiet, the moment in between where it's like, oh, okay, if things aren't moving, if it doesn't seem like there's action going on the outside, you kind of have this idea that, like nothing's going on, right? And the reality is you are actually creating something for yourself, right? There's this contentedness in the peace, the, whatever you have in your personal space that you've created for yourself, you have this peace within yourself, this self-made woman, this self-made man, whoever you are, you have the thing and you have your space, and it doesn't need to be, like the most ultimately exciting, kind of thing, right? This garden that, she's picking these grapes, this would be something that you've tended for some time. And, you get this enjoyment where, after you've put in, so much effort and you're seeing things growing, this, personal kind of satisfaction that comes from like, I did this, I created this. When you're in this space of just being content and okay with where you are right now, being in this moment, whether you feel like you have the full 10 of Pentacles or not, that is when you're kind of opening up this intuition of yours, the Queen of Cups, right? She's peering into the cup here, that even though she's got this veil covering over it, there's this light that comes through. There's this knowledge, this understanding, this, psychic perception, and, that intuition, right? When you have the ability to slow down and stop and be within your own space without needing to fill it with others, without needing to, have something big and, flashy going on, this is when you can start noticing things that you didn't notice before. The trick here is not to be looking on the outside for whatever it is. You got this Three of Wands, but in reverse, right? The individual here, he's, if you have the Three of Wands upright, he'd be seeing the ships coming in. He's waiting, he's watching, he's curious what's coming in. You're not needing to wait and watch the things coming in. This Three of Wands reversed is more about you just realizing that what you have right now is the thing. It's not that the ships are coming in. It's you are already right here, right now, in this moment. And when you stay in this energy of expectation, of watching, of waiting for, like, okay, is it coming? Is the thing happening? That kind of actually ends up inhibiting your manifestations, inhibits your magic. The key here is to actually get into this King of Wands energy, right? His wand here lit up, fiery, bright. He's confident. He's got his hand open in expectation. There is this like, I've created my reality and I expect it to be. Not like I'm expecting something to come in, so I'm watching and I'm waiting. It is, I know it is, and my hand is open and I'm ready to receive. There's no waiting and watching. It is just, it is. I expect this is real. that key, that switch between the anticipation and the expectation is what actually, allows your energy to really kind of ignite to create your reality, right? This is where your new thing, your manifestation comes in, all right? When I'm looking at this King of Wands here, right, going back to him, this hand out that he's, holding this expectation. It's not a blind expectation. I had a previous reading I did where I talked about, developing your intuition. This is not the expectation of like, I don't know what's coming and I'm just going to blindly trust it. This is the kind of trust or expectation that, like, if you're on a road and you turn down, the next alley, that your eyes are still working for you, that you're going to be able to see what's there. It is the, logical, confident, expectation of knowing that, like, I can meet each thing as it comes, and this is going to allow me to navigate to get to the thing that I want, or that's going to allow the thing to get to me, right? You know that you can continue this process, that you can move along, and that you have the skills and the perception necessary in order to make it real. Right? And that thing that you felt, maybe, this 9 of Pentacles, right? This self-made kind of individual type of an energy, this space within yourself, you are actually still moving toward this 10 of Pentacles, right? The manifestation, the connections, the abundance, the prosperity, the home life, whatever it is that you've asked the universe for, you are going to receive that. You have this sun energy, the happiest card in the tarot. You could rename the sun card, yes. Yes, you are receiving the thing. Yes, it has come into reality. You've created that energy. You've created that spark, that fire. It is birthed and it is moving forward, right? This sunflower energy, right? The sunflowers back here in the sun card, right? This thing, this manifestation, you're going to get the thing. And it's not just like, oh, it's coming one day. No, you have it, but you have it in its beginning steps. It is, still little, still this little baby. And, you don't really want to rush, trying to get from A to Z, go from A to B and C and D. Enjoy every step along the way. We have this Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is in the moment. They're not rushing. They're not in a hurry to go anywhere. Their feet are on the grass. You are touching grass, and they have the coin, right? Just because they're learning, just because they have this book, doesn't mean that they're not doing the thing. You are doing the thing. You're here right now in this moment, so enjoy the moment. You don't have to have this expectation that it's going to be this big epiphany, like this surprising type of energy, because I have the Page of Cups reversed. Rather than being upright, rather than this, this little bird, or if you're looking at classic Rider-Waite-Smith, the little fish, jumping out of the cup, instead of this being, oh, aha, waiting for, like that breakthrough moment, you don't have to wait. The evidence that you're getting what you want, the evidence that the reality that you have shaped is coming in, is actually in about your heart space, okay? This Ace of Cups is the unfolding of the heart. When you start feeling this overflow of love, this overflow of inspiration, it's not a flash, it's an outpouring, right? When you feel this love, when you feel this connectedness, that in itself means that the reality that you have created, the magic that you have shaped, is in process. It is currently creating your reality, right? Your connection is the very thing that you need to be able to support the life that you're trying to create for yourself, okay? So if your heart flow, this energy, this connectedness, this prosperity, the ability to receive and give, if that's already active within you, it's inevitable that you're going to create the reality you want, because you now have the thing that nurtures that. And that heart overflowing brings you into the hermit reversed. You do eventually come out of this solitary energy, okay? The hermit goes up into the mountains, to discover themselves, to really kind of seek within, to find that inner light, but they do eventually come back down from the mountain. So that with this hermit being in reversed, you are coming back down from the mountain. You are connecting with others. Like, I really get this impression that you have started making connections. Maybe it's not the full connections, all the connections that you want, but it's the first connections. It is that, like, I've come down and, like, somebody sees you coming down the trail and you've got the first one or two people that have come to meet you, and, like, what is your wisdom? What is the thing you've come to understand, or the gift, or the blessing? That is the calling. You are already in that moment, the judgment. This connection to other people that you are starting to form is the very thing that's going to allow you to create this rebirth, which is the thing that's going to allow you to, step into a new higher calling, into a new way of life that, is going to be for not only your benefit, but for their benefit as well. All right? You want to kind of just take it a day at a time, right? If you're already on the trail and, you have this page of Pentacles, but now, we're coming to this Knight of Pentacles, right? You set the foundation and you're just going to take it a day at a time. Each day you take another step. See what's there, enjoy the moment, enjoy the scenery, like you're passing by, on this adventure, these beautiful places. Don't just run past them, enjoy it. If you have an interaction with somebody today that, feels heartfelt, that feels like you got this kind of connection, enjoy that, celebrate that, be with it at the moment, because the transformation is more gradual. Death, okay? I'm not seeing death in this kind of scary way and like, oh no, there's this kind of ending. When we think of death, we can compare it to the tower, right? The tower would be this very quick, rapid change, whereas death is a more gradual but inevitable change, right? Maybe you don't always notice the changes as they're happening, or you notice small little changes. Like, you go out into nature and you see, like, maybe a tree that fell down, and, like, slowly as it decays, it starts to feed the earth, new life grows, and this natural cycle, this natural process is a gradual change that happens over time, right? As you are letting go of things that don't serve you, that wisdom that you gained from those experiences allows you to be able to make better decisions when something similar comes up. Maybe there's something that, used to annoy you, maybe something that used to upset you, but now because you've learned certain lessons and you've allowed to let those things to kind of fall off and let go, if another situation comes up that's similar, you're going to be able to handle it better. And this is just going to be this continuous ongoing process, right? You're still going to be juggling your life, right? You have the Two of Pentacles. It's not like, say if you're starting a business and you make your first however much, let's say like $1 million. You make that first $1 million, it's not like you just take that, quit the business and go. You're still juggling your life. You still get up each morning. You still handle your responsibilities, right? You're still doing what you need to do, but you want to kind of just more kind of handle things as they come. The Empress here, she's got this loom, she's spinning her yarn, and the thing is, like, if you're trying to spin yarn, for example, and you go too fast, messes up. Go too slow, messes up. Just stay with the pace as it is. As life is turning, as this, if you could see the zodiac symbols on this wheel, as you're going through the different experiences and the different moments in your life, and, as time is moving on, and you just patiently, weave, patiently kind of create this yarn, create the reality that you want, just day by day, this is going to, just continue to shape your reality. And you have this Eight of Pentacles, right? This is putting in the reps. This is the practice. Now, here's the thing about this. Let's say if you're somebody who works out and you go to the gym, right? And you start exercising and you've been at it for a little while and you're getting results and you're starting to, be, more fit. Do you just stop working out and you stay as fit as you've become? No, you don't. You have to continue to practice, right? Your skills that you are developing right now, they're not leading you to the life that you want to live. They are the very thing that you are, the thing that you're using to create your life is the thing that you're going to be continuing to do. Whatever skills, whatever connections, whatever the process you're experiencing now is still going to be the process as you continue along. Yes, you're going to improve. Yes, you're going to get better at it, but you're still doing the thing. You're just going to be doing it more, patiently, more skillfully. And, this process is the thing. All right, friend. I hope this is helpful for you. Just remember, you're not in the process of getting to the life that you want. You're doing the thing. You're on the trail right now. If this video has been helpful for you, go ahead and leave a like for me. You can drop a comment. If you don't know to comment, leave me a sunflower emoji. That's a spirit guide of mine. It'll let me know that you see me, and it'll also let the YouTube algorithm know that you think my content is worth seeing. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell notification and click on all, because the changes in YouTube's algorithm don't guarantee you're going to see videos anymore just because you're subscribed. Then head into my channel, find a video that resonates with you, or you can head to my community section. I've got a pinned post where you can ask me a question and I'll make a reading for you. All right, friend, I will see you in the next one.